Would you like to create a closer bond with your dog and just have more fun time with them, enjoying them more? Well, today Kiara and I are going to show you how to do that. My name is Simone. I'm with America's Canine Caring Angels, and as you just heard, this is Kiara. She is my German Shepherd, and we're here today to show you something called a snout to tail. It's a little thing that we do with our dogs just to show how they can be comfortable with us and just create a closer bond with them. You also get to learn more about your dog's body, what is expected of your dog and what to notice about your dog, and when you notice something different, you can catch it quicker and be able to get some help for them. So let's just go ahead and dive right in with this. So a snout to tail is basically you finding a nice comfortable spot. It can be inside, outside, whatever. It takes no special equipment, just a few minutes of your time. You want to start with, you're going to be touching every inch of your dog. So I want you to kind of imagine having paint on your hand. And it can be whatever color you want. Let's say purple is my favorite color, so we're going to go with purple. And what I want to do is be able to touch every inch of my dog. So I'm going to imagine that by the time I'm done with this, she is totally covered in purple paint. So we're going to start out with her snout, obviously, the front half of her body. You want to just look at that nose, make sure there's nothing yucky coming out. It looks pretty clean and not too nasty. Wet or dry doesn't really matter. It just depends on what they're smelling, what they're going on about. Next thing you want to do is check those teeth. So pull up that lip. Look at those teeth. Look at both sides. What you want to do is make sure nothing's broken, damaged. You want to look for tartar buildup, that kind of stuff. But you also want to lift that lip and you want to press on that gum. See, her gums are a little dark. You want to press and let go. Press and let go. And what you want to see is you want to see that it might go white when you press it, but it should come right back to the normal color that they are within a few seconds. What you're doing is checking for capillary reflex. So you're basically seeing if she has enough oxygen in their blood and that their body's good. You also want to see, is it tacky? Is it sticky? If it's sticky or tacky, they might need a little bit extra water, be a little bit dehydrated, so get them some water pretty quickly. If it's pretty moist and wet, you're pretty normal. Next thing you want to do is take your thumbs, put them together, and go down the muzzle, the nose of your dog. So you just take them, put them together, and just go right down the muzzle. All right, what you're doing there is just feeling the nose, making sure you don't feel anything weird or funny. I know we're not ready for the tummy yet. And just check and make sure they're feeling good, right? Normal. Next thing you want to look at is her eyes. Make sure they're not runny or goopy or nasty. Now she's got a couple of little bitty eye boogers. That's okay. We'll just kind of wipe them out. We also want to make sure that her eyes are clear. They're not foggy or gunky looking. If they do look weird to you and you haven't noticed it before, take them to the vet. Ask the vet about it, okay? Always ask your vet if you're unsure about something with your dog, all right? So the next thing you want to do is to check the head. Rub in between those eyes, rub the top of their head. Now some dogs you'll feel a little lump on top of their head. It's a pretty big bump on some dogs. If that's normal for your dog, that's normal. Don't stress about it. But now you know what's normal for your dog. You then want to check those ears. Look and make sure they're clean and pretty inside. One of the things that is kind of weird sometimes that people don't think about is if you take your nose and you literally stick it in the ear and sniff. So you go, what does it smell like? If it smells like bread, fresh baked bread, then you're in trouble. Probably should go to a vet because you might have a yeast infection going on in there. If it smells really nasty, I would still go to the vet because there's probably something going on in there. It shouldn't really smell very much at all, so it shouldn't be a real problem. But sniff both ears. Make sure you're not smelling anything weird in there, all right? Next thing you want to do is rub that neck really good, and they just love this part. It's like a massage to them, right? Just feel that chest, feel that neck and that body. And now that we're in the front half here, got a little itch there, Kiara? So now that we're in the front half area, let's go ahead and check those front paws, okay? So I want you to take that front leg and rub all the way down to the toes. I want you to mess in between the toes a little bit. Make sure you get in between those little toes there. The reason why we want to make sure we get in between the toes is, especially when you have a fluffy, furry dog that might have a lot of hair on the toes, is you'll catch any sticks or twigs that might get caught between those toes and cause some problems. You also want to check those pads, make sure they don't have any cuts or scrapes or anything on them. Her nails need to be clipped, so I just realized that Kiara's nails need really clipped by doing this. So we're going to go ahead and get that done today. But we also want to we want to stretch that leg out a little bit, straighten it out a little. Don't be forceful about it, but push it in and straighten it out. Feel those movements. Know what's normal for your dog. Do it with the other side as well. So here you going. There we go. See? In and out. In and out. So her motion is really good. She doesn't have any pain or agony there. All right, and then we keep going down the body. Just feel that back. Oh, yes, rub it in. Feel that back. Make sure you feel every inch of her. Know if you find any lumps or bumps or dings or whatever that maybe you didn't see. Oh, Kiara, we got to get you combed out too. See, you learn all kinds of things about your dog this way. Now, the next thing you want to do is look at that belly. Roll over again. Roll over. There we go. We want to look at that belly. We want to look in between. Look at that skin in between the legs. You see Kiara has a little dark spots, some brown spots here. That's absolutely normal for Kiara. But what's normal color for your dog? Do they get spots? Do they have spots? Do they have pinkness? What's normal? Know you're normal. Then when it's not normal, you'll know what to do. Now, you also want to go ahead and feel those legs. Again, go all the way down like we did earlier, in between the toes. Oh, those toenails, Kiara. We got to make sure we check those pads. Make sure everything in between is looking good, no dings or booms. We also want to extend these hind legs just like we did the front legs. So you want to go ahead and extend them out, twist them in. Try and go out backwards with them a little bit as well. Now Kiara does have severe hip dysplasia, so I know Kiara does not have very good motion in her back legs. It's okay, I already know what that looks like, so I know that she can't extend her leg fully. I keep an eye on that so that I see how it's going, and if it gets worse, we talk to the vet about a little bit more pain meds or something like that. Now with your dog, you should be able to stretch that hind leg straight out behind them and come right back with no issues. If you do find that one day you do have issues, or maybe you're stretching it out and your dog goes, ah, or they kind of move a little funny, you know that they might have a little bit of pain going on back there. And again, that's a great time to ask your vet about it. Hey, just call them, say what's going on, see what they have to say about it. Now I've done every inch of her except the tail. Well, we can't miss that part. You gotta run your hand down that tail as well. That way you know if you have any lumps or bumps on that as well. Now that is called a snout to tail. You notice at this point Kiara has gotten really comfortable and she's just enjoying having fun with mommy, and we're hanging out here messing together. Again, this is a great way to find anything abnormal about your dog, anything that's not quite right. You want to do this, I'd say once a month at least. During flea and tick season, I might do it a little bit more often so I can find those ticks earlier if she's got any on her. You also want to be able to know if I've had clients who find lumps and bumps earlier and they're able to get them removed and there's no problems whatsoever. Just this is a great way for you and your dog to bond more, and you know more about your dog and more about what's normal for them and what's not, so you can catch what's not earlier. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you take a few minutes of your day, once a month at least, if not more often, just to bond with your dog a little bit more, get a little closer and enjoy them more. Oh, she saw a squirrel. So you guys have a great day and enjoy, and we'll be back with some more tips and tricks later. Bye-bye.